Hey man, I thought it'd be easier to make a little video about this than writing. So here we go. I'll first of all go over the route I took, and then I'll give you the reasons behind it. The first route I took, well, the first time I did this was I did from Georgia through Turkey, and I did um, came down the coast um, to this area around here. There's also like historical ruins around here, so I wanted to come around and see this bit, and it's quite nice beaches as well. And then I jumped onto one of the Eurovelos. It's the Danube route. So me and some friends, we jumped onto the Danube, and there's like a bicycle path or a bicycle route which follows the whole river, and that goes along here, and it goes through Serbia, and then it comes up to Hungary, Budapest, and then Vienna. And then I had some friends in Prague, so I came to Prague, cycled up here, and then through Germany. I really recommend doing the Eurovelo, the Danube route. It's lovely, really easy to camp. Yeah, it's just a lovely bicycle path. So it's nice scenery. And then in Turkey, you have a couple of options in Turkey. You have the Black Sea route, which is also beautiful. The weather's a bit turbulent around there. It rains quite a bit. Yeah, here and there it rains. Um, there's a lot more. There's a lot more rainy up here than it is maybe if you go straight through Anatolia or the southern route. But it's very scenic. You've got a mountain range here, which is lovely. You've got some like historical ruins around there. People are super friendly. It's nice food. And then on another trip we did this southern bit here. We're quite close to Syria. We're going around here. Yeah, we passed through here, and then we got over here, and then I think we had to get a bus over this bit because we got told it was a bit too dangerous. But this is like 2015, so the Syrian war was still going on. But down here is like beautiful. It's like very historical around here because you're very close to the where Mesopotamia was and the Tigris and everything. But it is a lot more conservative, and it's fucking hot down there. And we found it. It was cool. It was nice. It was a bit more. It was harder. It was a bit more harder for my female companion at the time than other places in Turkey. It was a bit more leery, but it wasn't terrible. It wasn't like over the top. And then you got also the central plateau, the central Anatolian route, which we take you through here. I haven't done that. I had friends who've done it and they loved it. There's a few mountain ranges, I think, or there's a few high passes, but I can't really know much about it. And then when we go over to Central Asia and Iran, when we did this, our original plan was to go from Turkey, which we did this. We got to Tehran, and we wanted to go to Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, and then we get to China that way. Turkmenistan's a funny one. There's like a 50-50 chance of getting a visa. And when you do get the visa, I think you get 5 or 7 days to cross the country. And I think it's like 500 kilometers. So they're pretty hefty days of cycling, but it can be done. I think a lot of people quite enjoyed it because it's a bit of a challenge. But it's kind of hard getting a visa for Turkmenistan. But that is the ideal route. And when we did it, we got to Tehran, and then we had to go back at some point to pick up our visas for Turkmenistan and Uzbekistan or whatever. And we cycled down here, but then I lost all our money. I lost all our money in Kashan, and there's no ATMs in Iran. So we had to scrap the idea of going to Turkmenistan and then try and get to Armenia as soon as we could to get an ATM. So that's what we did. So our plan changed. But ideally, a lot of people I've met go to Turkmenistan and through Turkmenistan to Uzbekistan and Tajikistan, Kazakhstan, and then China. When we did it, after we got to Armenia, we went up to Armenia, Georgia, and then Azerbaijan, and then we got a ferry across. if you're going to do this route, the ferry takes it's very hit and miss with the ferry as well. We were waiting around for 4 days until we got told the ferry was going to be leaving, and then we got to the ferry, and then we were stuck on the ferry for another 2 days until it left. It's not a passenger's ferry; it's a cargo ferry, but they allow passengers to go on board. It seems like once the ferry's filled up with cargo, then they'd leave port. So it's kind of you're at the whim of that. Now this route up here, I don't really know why most people don't do it. I guess like the visa restrictions from China. When we were doing this back in 2015 or 16, Tehran was the further east place we could get a visa. They weren't issuing visas in Turkmenistan or Uzbekistan and Tajikistan. I think that with China they try and stop. They don't really like people coming in from the far west because of the Uyghur people and how there's like all the human rights crimes against them. So they're very apprehensive about people giving people visas coming from the west. So they stopped issuing visas from these three countries, these Central Asian countries, and I think Tehran, that was one of the last places we could get it. With that, we had 3 months to enter the country, so then we had to kind of like try and rush it to get to China. And that might be the case, and that might be one of the reasons why people don't go this northern route. I haven't really heard anything negative about this northern route. I haven't really met anyone who even cycled it. Maybe there's a few issues of getting a Russian visa. There's also like a very steep. This mountain range here is pretty severe. Although there's a pass here, it seems. Maybe it's not too bad. So there might be issues crossing over. And then we didn't cycle this bit. We got a train from Aktau to somewhere in Uzbekistan. We go to Bukhara. So we got a train from here to here. And we had a friend who cycled this bit from Aktau to here to Uzbekistan, and he was saying like there wasn't many stops. He got heat exhaustion on one day. It was like really hot, like mid-40s. He was saying, and I don't know if it's I don't know what the sea level, how high it is there, but it might be below sea level. I might be wrong. So it gets pretty hot around here, depending on the month you go. I think we're there in August. Yeah. So that's that. I think it'd be quite nice. Have a look. Yeah, I think that's all I've got to say about this bit. So maybe about Central Asia. So Central Asia, when we were here, we did Uzbekistan. We came through here. We went to Tajikistan, did the Pamir Highway, and then we went to Kyrgyzstan only for a brief bit, and then we went over. We just did this route here, and then we got to Kashgar, and then China. Central Asia, we like this route. Uzbekistan, there's lots of like old caravansaries, old way stations for the Mongol Empire. So there's some very interesting historical sites there, and then you get to Tajikistan. Tajikistan's the landscape's incredible there. I think it's probably like the most scenic place to cycle where I've been. You're like in the Hindu Kush, so you got these soaring mountains on either side of you, and you're down the valley. When we were cycling, and then you get to the plateau of the Pamir Highway. What we did this road here, which is next to Afghanistan. Yeah, that's Afghanistan there. So where do we come from down here, and then we follow this, and then we came back up again. Yeah, really incredible around here. But the roads are shit. Really shit. We're doing like 30-40 kilometers a day. and that was cycling all day. It's just like rubble and stone, but it's a fantastic place to cycle. And when we were there, this is 3-4 years ago, maybe 5 years ago, the Chinese were there making improvements to the roads. I think they might have been laying down a new road around here, so it could be a fresh asphalt road there for you guys to cycle on. But I'd really recommend Tajikistan. And then Uzbekistan's cool. Kyrgyzstan's supposed to be great. They're the easiest with the visas, as I remember. And then Kazakhstan, I don't really know much about Kazakhstan. Then you got China, and then the Far East. Yeah, cool. Hope that helps, man. Cheers, dude. Bye bye.